All right, folks, I think we'll kick off. My name's Luke. I'm on the product marketing team here at Glofox, and I'm joined with my colleague today, Neve, from the customer success team. And today we'll be bringing you through basically our tips on how to be as prepared as possible to get ready to reopen your gym after lockdown. We'll be covering some tips on making this as smooth as possible for your customers, how to get them re-engaged, and taking advantage of this momentum, the natural momentum that people are going to have to get back into the gym to help boost sales. The stats are looking like 94% of gym goers are planning to return to their normal routines once gyms do reopen. So it's definitely pays to be prepared and have a plan in place for your reopening. So we'll bring you through a bunch of tips to help you make this as easy as possible. In terms of an agenda then, we'll start by chatting a bit about the new status quo for the fitness industry and some of the things that customers expect as a bare minimum from their fitness brand of choice when they do reopen, whether that's maintaining some kind of flexibility with your online offering that you may have started after reopening, or communicating clearly about the actions your business is taking to protect your clients from COVID. And then with that mind, we'll take a deeper look at some of the things you can do to keep your business running smoothly with COVID. Just because the most recent lockdown is over doesn't mean that things are completely back to normal just yet. So yeah, you'll need to make sure that you're doing everything you can to make sure your clients' experience is as seamless and safe as possible. We'll then look at some of the ways you can re-engage your clients. It's been a tough start to the year mentally. In the past year in particular, it's just been crazy. So your clients will really appreciate any help you can give them with getting motivated again and getting back in action. And then finally, we'll have a look at some of the strategies you might consider using to help boost business as more and more gyms and fitness studios reopen. Now is the time to take advantage of the natural uptick in sales activity as more and more people prepare to get back to a normal fitness routine. We'll then have a bunch of additional resources at the end we can point you towards that'll just support anything we covered today. And as well, if you have any questions, just drop them in the Q&A and we'll cover them at the end. So then I will pass you over to Neve, who'll kick things off.
Cool. Thank you very much, Luke. Hi all. It's great to have you here. There's definitely a sense of excitement as we get set to reopen. So I hope you can feel the energy here this morning. So I'm going to chat you through the new normal. It's been a bit of an overused phrase, but definitely a relevant one. So the first thing I want to touch on is the hybrid fitness model. So if anything 2020 has shown us is that there is a thirst there for, operating a little bit differently and doing things online. And it has been a silver lining, being able to reach out to people that you wouldn't necessarily be able to continue our fitness regimes at home and then just to kind of see us through these lockdowns. With that said, we're all very, very excited to get back up and running, but there's no reason why we can't have the best of both worlds. So if you have, started to do classes online, there's no reason why you should stop. And if you haven't yet, there's no reason why you can't start, okay? It's definitely here to stay. And it's something that has been proven throughout the various different lockdowns. Having that kind of hybrid model within your schedule basically empowers your business to sustain, lockdowns if hopefully not they come back, and then when we open back up, we're able to still cater to the people that want to continue, working out or doing a yoga class or Pilates class at home. The second thing then is, the clear communication on things. So we're going to guide you through that a little bit on some strategies that we have and really the importance around it. So the main kind of message here is staying consistent with your members. All right, it's much better to over communicate than it is to recoil. And often, on the business side of things, if we're sending out messages on social media, through email, through the app, we might feel as though it's overkill, but rest assured, it's not everyone that will receive each of those 3 different, mediums. And it's really better just to kind of keep reinforcing the message than let anything drop. So you want to create that strong communication link between your customers, and you can do that through the Glofox app, the Pro app, SMS, and then also email and your social channels as well. So with the clear communication, what we really want to emphasize is, being clear, letting your customers know what to expect, what the new schedule is, what your new business model and offering is, and how you're going to be operating with, you know, COVID-19 restrictions, whether that be in relation to, you know, a capped class capacity. Classes might be smaller than usual. Maybe it is that hybrid model that you're offering, and kind of everything in between. It could also just be, you know, offers that you're putting out there for your reopening, or maybe a discount that you might be hoping people to avail of. As well, you also want to share valuable and meaningful content. So again, another silver lining that's come out of all this is we have the channels there to consistently reach out to our customers and provide them really valuable content, whether that be through the Glofox community tab, if you're a platinum customer, or whether it be through push notifications, social, just giving, you know, people that continuous motivation. That could be a quote, that could be a workout of the day. It could even just be, you know, encouragement. Well done for showing up this morning, a year on after we've locked out, and you're still at the home workouts. So just being consistent in your communication is really, really key here. And then, yeah, so energizing your clients, like it's definitely been tough, and people having to continue that motivation, and for you as business owners to put that energy out there. But this is really about energizing your customers, and we are so excited to get back to the gym, to get back to the studios. Let your customers know that you are excited to see them again, or you're excited to meet them if you're really focusing on that lead acquisition piece. With our SMS tool, there is a 98% click-in rate. So if you have that as part of your package, absolutely capitalize on that, and, you know, make sure that you're sending that communication out through that channel. If not, and you have push notifications, again, email, social, just making sure that you're, you know, really putting a positive message out there and getting people boosted up for the return of the reopening.
Yeah, I don't think we can understate that. Like, when it comes to your existing client base in terms of like retention, and in terms of increasing sales, you know, there's a success rate of selling to existing customers of 60 to 70%, while the success rate of selling to a new customers is as low as 5 to 20%. So there's definitely, you know, a lot of power in focusing on your existing client base, especially when you get back to reopening, and making sure that you are taking advantage of this kind of natural excitement that's going to be happening as you reopen your gym. And like Niamh was saying, you know, keeping that communication clear, but also, you know, using this opportunity to maybe run challenges or run a competition or something like that, just to boost that extra bit of excitement and get people motivated to get back into things, is a fantastic way to do that. And then what we've also included here is some templates that you might consider. So, you know, whether that's promoting new content and classes that you have lined up for when you do reopen, or whether it's like bring a friend promotion, or maybe it's a fitness challenge, or, you know, some kind of promo that you're doing. And all of these types of things are really powerful and can really help people, you know, come back with the best mindset possible, but also it helps attract new business at the same time. So it's a fantastic time to do that. But then moving away from kind of the strict comms piece and promos for your customers, you know, COVID isn't going anywhere. So there's a few things I suppose we have to keep in mind. And, you know, while we're hoping that the rest of 2021 offers us a lot more freedom and a return to normality, it is important to make sure that your business is set up to operate as smoothly as possible with COVID-19. And you also want to make sure that your members feel as comfortable as possible keeping their fitness routine going with your brand during these difficult times. So there's just a few things that you want to consider here, and I'm sure a lot of you are already doing these, but they're still important to remind yourself of. You know, one is capacity management. You know, making sure that you've got the right staff allocation, that the class capacity is at an acceptable level, that you're making your clients feel comfortable, maybe perhaps add a wait list or something like that for any classes if they do reach capacity. And for your own sake, maybe input a penalty system for no-shows. You know, this is a really important time for your business to get people back in action. So you want to make sure that people are showing up and and that people realized, you know, that there's an accountability on their side of things as well. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it, but you know, this is the kind of fundamentals that keep our customers happy is the safe operating practices around COVID. So it's the likes of social distancing, or at least, you know, being clear that, you know, your gym respects social distancing and advocates for it. So maybe that's putting up messaging around the gym. Putting a cleaning schedule in place, super important. I know myself, when gyms did reopen for a while last year, seeing the cleaners regularly and the staff regularly going around and cleaning the machinery made a huge difference mentally, made me feel a lot more safe, a lot more relaxed while I was there. And then on top of that, stuff like time slots and stuff like that, just to make sure that your facility isn't pushing it in terms of the numbers, and that people feel that they're in a safe environment. And it all comes down to putting your members at ease. And one of I think the most important things here is, like Neve spoke about, is frequent, clear communication. But also consider, you know, updating your terms in any of the studio waivers that you have, and making sure that people have agreed to them, or at least had the opportunity to see them. And one way to do this is with e-agreements. If you haven't used them already, you know, maybe you are just using pen and paper at the moment, that's fine, as long as you've, you know, detailed all of these things that you're doing to keep your clients safe. It's basically about accountability on both sides, both from your business and that your customers or clients have agreed to you know, work out in that environment. But e-agreements is a fantastic way to just streamline that and make it easier for you, and it kind of attaches those agreements to all of these member profiles, so you keep everything in the one place. So it's worth checking out if you haven't already. So then moving on from communications and you know, those safe practices for COVID, we'll kind of turn our attention now to some sales strategies to get you back to growth, and just being as prepared as possible for this new wave of clients coming back to the gym.
Thanks, Luke. I think it's fair to say that, you know, when we reopen, it's going to be like the January that we never really got to have, that sudden rush of new clients and like eager beavers wanting to get back, which is great. You know what I mean? It's just a new lease of life within your business, and something that you definitely should be prepared for. So I'm going to chat you through like the most effective lead acquisition channels that you can use, ways to stand out from the crowd, and then also, you know, maybe the new year or the new April promotion that you might want to offer to your customers. So the first one being, you know, attracting your new customers with various different channels. Okay, so you want to think of the value add first. What is it that you're offering? As we touched on, you want to have that unified voice in terms of, you know, being consistent throughout the various different channels that you're using and having that clear message communicated. Think visually, okay? You want to think of your brand holistically. Think of the images that you're putting out on social, the messages that you're putting out. Is it consistent with the message and the branding that you're using throughout the app? Having content scheduled. If you are a community tab user within Glofox, you know, having those weekly updates, whether it's, you know, on-demand content like workouts or sharing recipes or blogs, right down to how often you post on social or send out those SMS messages. And then as well, you know, clear visual on how it is that you're going to get to your clients. So knowing where they are, whether it's on the app, on the website, and being able to reach out to them there. So the next thing is attracting new clients. So I spoke very briefly there about the lead capture form. That is something that a lot of our customers get immense value from. Having a clear call to action on your website landing page is often like leaving, you know, a bread trail crumb, excuse me, out for your customers, just knowing exactly where they can register their interest, where they can sign up for a free trial, or, you know, where they can purchase a membership. As I said, you want to make sure that you have the right platform. So having an understanding if most of your demographic of customers uses the website or the app, reaching them there, having a very tailored message, so knowing what your customers care about and what they might be interested in, communicating that, as well as incentives. Okay, so if you are offering, you know, discounts, a back to studio, back to gym offering, let it be known that they're there to be availed of. And as well, just having the direct communication piece, you know, getting feedback through polls, asking for comments or DMs on social, and as well as experimenting with paid social ads. So that's something that's really, really beneficial, because we do integrate with Facebook Pixel, and you can see then if those campaigns you're running are having a direct correlation on your lead acquisition as well as lead conversion if they then go on to buy memberships. And then the last piece there is, I know we spoke a lot there, but we want to highlight your website, okay, and the importance that websites have at the moment. The first thing we do when we hear about a new brand or new business is we search on Google and we hope to land onto their website. Making sure that you have a really slick and clear brand, and that you keep your communication and your message simple. All right, you want to have that lead capture form on the homepage so people know what it is that you want them to do, they can register their interest, as well as having timed promotions on those lead capture forms, the various different campaigns that you're using. Be easily contactable. So do you have your social channels integrated on your website, whether that's your email, your mobile number, or your Instagram handle or Facebook handle? And then as well, use the data that you're acquiring. So see where your leads are coming in through your website and look at the interactions that they're having there, and use that to base your business decisions around your customers' actions. And then just the last one there is, attracting new clients. So as Luke said at the start, there's 94% of gym goers that are planning to come back to their regular fitness regime. But that doesn't account for all the new people that have really just acquired an interest for, the health and wellness industry during lockdown, and have probably taken up a new sport or a new hobby and want to continue that in a studio or a gym when they open back up. So we have a funnel here, and we like to bring it down right from awareness, your client understanding what it is that you're offering, right down to the advocacy. So with the awareness, your prospects are all different, and they all take different amounts of time to convert, to create content for each stage that they're at, keep moving them through the funnel. Then the start wide, then focus, okay? You might start with the general fitness audience, targeting your niche audience, or your specific demographics, so tailoring your message, and for every content, for every stage, throughout that funnel. And then setting clear goals. So with the right content in place, what is it that you're looking for your business to achieve, and in what timeline, and maybe what numbers are you kind of hoping to acquire throughout those timelines? And then the expanding funnel. So your efforts don't stop at generating leads. That's only one part of the puzzle. And that's kind of where the real work begins. And if anything we've learned, it's that leads are like gold dust. There's work involved in acquiring them. And once you do that, you want to nurture them, keep them, and then hopefully convert them into long-term customers within your business. And then we start to speak about building loyalty as a customer.
Yeah, and with that in mind, we mentioned earlier about the power of existing customers, and how you're much more likely to make a sale to an existing customer versus a new customer. You really have to think about this in terms of creating this personalized customer journey from the moment the customer comes into contact with your business, when they're a prospect, right through the whole way through their journey with your business as an actual customer. So you might consider a few things here while they're going through this journey, which is we can't state it enough about communication, but making sure that it's personal. So maybe that's personalized reach outs or one-on-one time with your customers. That can have a huge impact on building loyalty with your brand. Then obviously we're in the fitness business, so maybe it's around creating tailored growth plans for each of your customers. So you might have a number of fitness templates, and they can be tailored on the fly for different types of customers, and then checking in with them at regular intervals to know that to make them know that they have the support from you, and to keep them motivated as well is really important. And then I think one of the most important things is going above and beyond. So think about the last time you had a wow moment with a business that you're a customer with. You want to emulate that feeling with your clients. So whether it's maybe sending them a free gift like swag, or phoning them to check in personally, these personal touches, that go above and beyond maybe their expectations, they really help create that long-lasting relationship with your business. And naturally increase repeat custom over the long term. So then another piece of this is about incentives and rewards. You know, we did touch on this before, but it's super, super important to help build loyalty. So, you know, when you're thinking about your clients, you know, their success is your success. So celebrate them on your social media, or if you have like an email newsletter or something like that, obviously with their permission. But you know, just get loud about it, and you might even consider maybe sending them a gift for hitting a certain milestone, or even some branded swag. So you're promoting your own brand, but also rewarding them in the process and helping build loyalty. You might even consider implementing an actual, you know, formal loyalty program for your maybe your classes, your online store. So, you know, after a certain amount of purchases, your customers could get a freebie or a discount on future purchases, something like that. It's a fantastic way to keep people inside of your ecosystems, let's say, and loyalty your brand. And then finally, you know, we mentioned it before, but you could consider using maybe the community section if you have our member app to post challenges. So like, you know, 50 squats a day for a week, or running competitions to engage more of your clients. You know, this is a great way to encourage your clients to get motivated to get back into things, and also just creates energy around the relationship with your brand. So you might even maybe consider running a competition as well. So maybe like the the member that attends the most classes in April, let's say, wins a $100 voucher or something like that, or maybe it's in account balance, so that they can use it only with your brand, but it keeps everything coming back to that relationship and building that loyalty. We then want to talk about something that we've mentioned so many times, and we just can't understate it enough, is that communication. So, you know, it's about frequent, clear communication, whether that's, you know, talking about just the nuts and bolts of, you know, keeping them safe with anything to do with COVID, or, you know, whether it's about promoting any of your new offerings or something like that when you do get to reopen. Just making sure that you have some kind of communication strategy in place, some plan that outlines when you're going to be reaching out to customers at different stages that they're at with your business, is super, super important to have in mind. And then to remember to basically use the different channels that you have, so that you're not just hammering them in one space, like say email, that you're using, you know, all of the channels that are available to you. So whether it's push notifications if you have the app, or whether it's SMS, which we've seen has a fantastic open rate, you know, all of these different channels, like your social, can help create like a really positive impression and this consistent kind of brand image for your customers, which help builds that loyalty again over time. And then I think something that, you know, can't be understated, you have all these comms channels, and they look great, and they're aligned with your brand. But I think the most important thing when it comes down to it is how responsive you actually are. So whether that's internally setting like a service level agreement with yourself and your staff about like how quickly you're going to respond to each customer. Maybe it's like we get back to customers within the hour, or, you know, within 5 hours or something like that. Whatever it seems reasonable and that you think your customers would appreciate, set that and then achieve it. Because, you know, I for one appreciate it when I reach out to a business and they can get back to me as quick as possible. It shows that they care, and it creates respect for me, and as a result of that helps build loyalty for that brand. So that's just another key part of that. And then I think that the final piece about building loyalty is to really know your clients, to really understand them. So like we mentioned before about the personalized approach, you know, knowing your clients on maybe a first name basis is a fantastic way to build that relationship there. You know, think about maybe even like your local coffee shop that you go to, and you walk in, your barista knows your order and they know your name and stuff like that. That personal approach really helps cement your brand in someone's mind and create that loyalty. So it's a fantastic thing that you can do as the gym reopens, is just make that extra effort, and you know, encourage your staff to make that effort to really get to know the individuals coming in there on an individual basis. And to help make that easy, I suppose, you know, there's so many analytics tools out there. You know, you can keep it as simple as possible, just, you know, tracking your clients in a spreadsheet, and, you know, their interests and their achievements and stuff like that. But do have some kind of dedicated analytics tool or analytics setup. So it's just keeping track of your customers, their needs, their requirements from your business, what they want to achieve, and stuff like that. And basically, a really powerful analytics tool allows you to kind of eliminate the guesswork when it comes to like making decisions about certain segments of customers. Like for instance, Glofox Insights. If you haven't used it before, it's definitely worth checking out. It just helps make that understanding of your customers a little bit easier, because all the data is just naturally there. It's connected with your dashboard, and it's there for you to use. So it's definitely worth checking out Glofox Insights. But the point of any analytics tool at the end of the day is to inform your decisions, so that when it comes to your customers, you know exactly who they are, so that you can make data-driven decisions that provide them with what they want, and help grow your business, which is the most important thing. So even if an analytics tool isn't in your budget yet, a simple spreadsheet, like I said, does the job, and just keeps you informed, so that you make the right changes to help create happier customers over the long term. So yeah, that basically just sums up helping maintain that loyalty piece, as your clients do come back to your physical gym or studio, so that you can continue with that mind for the rest of the year. So yeah, from there then we'll chat a bit about Eve. I think is going to chat a bit about driving sales.
Great, thank you, Luke. Yeah, so sales, when we open back up, there's definitely an opportunity there, both on and offline. I'm going to chat through a few of them. So the first one being the hybrid fitness business model that we spoke about, being able to offer to your clients online classes as well as in studio, really is an absolute game changer, and it's opened up a whole new opportunity of sales that wasn't once there before. So the first thing is, being adaptable. We spoke about our clients being able to offer a hybrid model, and the ability to switch between online and offline, as well as doing it at the same time. I've made a joke before that it's often like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. There's a bit to do and think about, so it's definitely worth your while having that set up first and foremost. Just in terms of, do you have the right equipment? Do you have your trainers allocated? Do you have your class scheduling? And then do you have it kind of easy and accessible for your customers to know what's on offer and how they can book in to either or. So the bottom line is, you want to be able to do your business regardless of the environmental conditions, and that just means being kind of ready for both. Again, online is here to stay, whether we like it or not, and we kind of want gyms to open back up as soon as possible. But from the research, it's shown that people do plan on maintaining some level of both online and offline. So getting it right now means that your customers are more likely to turn to your brand that's flexible in the future if we do happen to go back into a lockdown. And even if not, just being able to cater for our customers that kind of want the best of both worlds. And then the last thing there in terms of driving sales is building habits. So while your customers are making use of online, you should familiarize them also with different methods of online content, whether that be through Zoom classes or whether that be through on-demand content in your community tab. It can also be through your online store. Okay, so if you are selling merchandise or products within your gym or studio, you can do that through the Glofox app, and that's just a way to drive in more sales and also increase the value of the customers that you have already acquired within the gym. This helps to do sales, and that kind of leads us to our next topic, which is promotions, cross-selling and upselling. Sorry, my screen froze there. Tech difficulties, we never get away from them. So yeah, timely promotions. Okay, so what is top of mind for people at the moment? They're eager to get back into the gym and they want to know what it is that you're offering to them. So go with current trends. Think of lockdown promotions, back to school offers, things that are relevant, special offerings around the time of holidays. Touchy subject, you might not be flying anywhere far in this year, but still summer is soon coming. And then as well as being able to leverage your existing clients base. Luke spoke about how much more expensive it is to acquire leads than it is to actually, nurture, retain, and upsell to your current client base. So from time to time, you can offer various different things, whether that be, one-to-one PT sessions alongside your group sessions, or as I mentioned, that might be, things in your store that you're selling, and that might be related to nutrition or, certain fitness classes, anything that will aid someone's overall fitness pursuits, on top of what they're already doing that you can offer within the store, or through the PT sessions or various different classes. And then as well, consider premium service to your power users. So keep an eye on your most active clients. This is really, really important. Luke also touched there about loyalty programs, and that's a way of being aware of who your most active customers are, offering them a loyalty so that you retain that loyal customer, and then maybe prolong the life cycle of them as a client within your gym. So that can be something like, again, offering PT sessions, or it could be, renting out specialized training equipment to them, offering, nutritional advice, whatever it is, offering, whether it be a monetary loyalty program or something like that, to maintain that relationship there is really, really valuable, and will help to increase sales also. And then the power of technology. So if anything the last year has told us is we need it, okay? And it's invaluable to us. It allows us to create the seamless digital experience. It allows you to audit your sales activity, and then it allows you to see what your customers really do want. So with the seamless digital experience, okay, we spoke about optimizing your website, the importance of that, how beneficial a lead capture form can be, and to think about implementing that onto your website if you haven't already. The bespoke branded member app. So yes, we do have the Glofox member app, but you may also have or be interested in the standalone app, which is completely branded and tailored to your company, to your business, and just adds that layer of professionalism and that you might want to offer to your clients as you reopen, as well as easy to use online classes, and making sure that you have the tech that you need to power your business. Simplicity makes people happy, happy customers, happy business. We're all winners.
Totally.
And then with auditing your sales activity. So Luke mentioned there Glofox Insights. It's a really powerful reporting tool that we have. We've been seeing a lot of positive feedback from our customers that are using it, because they're able to see the sales activity based around their membership, their classes, their store sales, but get really, really granular into that data that you're acquiring, and then base your business decisions around that. So you can see exactly where customers are buying, and double down, as well as adjusting the offering that maybe isn't performing well. So if you see a low performing class or a low performing product, you can kind of, as I said, tailor your business decisions around that. And then lastly, what do your clients want? Often what we think they want and what we can see from the data of what they want are two different things. And that's a really fundamental aspect of improving your sales approach, by catering to them around what it is that they're looking for. So there's no point trying to sell something that someone doesn't really want. And the benefit of technology is that you can see in real time, by looking at the services your clients are availing of, whether it be a particular class or store item, that you're tailoring your offering to them and driving your business decisions in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm with that mind in terms of the power of technology and having those, real-time insights. Like I mentioned earlier, Glofox Insights is fantastic for this. It's powered by Google's Looker technology, and it'll give you complete insight into any of your client segments, and basically help you tailor your offering a little better to how your customers are actually using it. So it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. And that kind of brings us to the tail end of this webinar today, folks. So anything that we've covered is covered in more detail in our knowledge base, which you can check out at support.glofox.com. There's plenty of information in there on any of the stuff that we covered around communications or lead capture, web optimization, insights, which you mentioned there, and Niamh mentioned both the member app and Glofox Pro. So you can find out plenty more there, as well as tips and tricks. And beyond that, we have a fantastic podcast which you should definitely check out, as well as our blog. It's got plenty of fitness and marketing tips on engagement, and best practices for running a thriving fitness business in 2021. So definitely worth checking out. I'm not sure if any questions have come in there. We're happy to take any now. Otherwise, we'll bring this to a close. But that's it. I do have one person asking, can we get webinar handouts? That's no problem. We can share this. We'll share the entire webinar afterwards, so that's no problem at all. But if no one else has any more, we'll wrap it up there and just say, look, thanks very much, folks, for honestly taking your time today to join us. We really do appreciate it. And look, if you have any feedback for us, if you have any questions on this, please do reach out to the customer success team at customersuccess@glofox.com. And if you found this useful, please do leave us a review at G2 Crowd. There's a link there, but you can find us at G2 Crowd. Just search for Glofox. Really just help us make better product, and help us provide a better service for you. So we do appreciate that. So yeah, that's it, folks. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we hope you found it useful, and fingers crossed you can attend the next one.
Thank you very much for your time, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.